Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one of my course vlogs. This time we're back out here at Rustic Canyon Golf Course out here in Moorpark, California. This thing is LA's hidden gem. Less than $100 every single day. And this place has some of the best golf course architecture in the entire county. Now this is Ventura County, but I'm talking the entire Southern California area. This golf course is absolutely fantastic. A lot of ground game out here. You gotta really control your ball in the wind as well. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please click the subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you back here week after week. And we'll head on out there to the first hole, a downhill, downwind par 5 to start it off. Here we go. Site of one of my very first course vlogs, and honestly, one of my favorite golf courses in all of California. Rustic Canyon here starts off with a big, wide open par 5. Avoid that bunker down the right-hand side. It's going to be a little elevated from the tee and mostly blocking the view of this fairway. As the fairway does drop down the canyon, this is downhill as we head south here, and the entire canyon sits on a slope. Coming into the green here, there's a very cool natural rift here cutting the fairway vertically. Choose your layup, left or right of that natural bunker, and you'll be coming into the green here, hopefully with a wedge in your hand. There's no bunkers really protecting the green at all, but on the left-hand side, there's a natural little mound over there that's really going to give you some trouble if you're coming into it with a chip shot. Now, I was able to lace this drive right over the bunker and kind of cut the corner on this par 5. It was downwind today, so 175 yards is typically an 8-iron for me. I took one less club and took the 9, hoisted it up into the air, hoping to get enough distance on it, and I just landed it under the flag. The first eagle putt of the day just slides on by, doesn't even come close to the hole, but just 4 feet here to tap in for birdie and start off the round at 1 under par, which is a nice hot start off the par 5. Heading into number 2 here, it's the number 2 handicap, which is the most difficult on the front 9. The front 9 is rated on the even number scale. Now off the tee, it is very, very wide open. All the difficulty here is coming into the green. Just a little pot bunker there on the right side of the fairway, and that's another green there. That is the 5th green for the par 5 that's coming back up the canyon. That little pot bunker on the right really serves as the edge of our fairway. Any further right, and you're going to have a lot of trouble coming into the green over this set of 3 bunkers on the right. The first of them looks like it's right next to the green from the fairway, but as you see, it's a solid 30 yards over that to get all the way back to the green. Now, setting up for the draw here, it was working for me today. Just sending it on down the left-hand side here, hoping to run it on down the canyon. Got a lot of run on these fairways here. This golf course plays very firm and fast, and so here from 120 yards, I took my 145-yard pitching wedge and just tried to hit a knockdown shot that would carry up to the short front of the green. Long on this hole is deadly with this green shape. That birdie putt just ran a little bit by. I was able to see the line on the putt as it went by, so I was able just to tap it in here for a par as we head into the first drivable par 4 of the day. There's a couple of them out here at Rustic Canyon, and here the third, you're going to get a good look of it on the drive into the property. That road right there is the way into the property. This diagonal hazard is really going to make you decide what you want to do. I'm going to give you a hint. Go to the right. Coming in from the right here where the drone is flying right now, is the angle into the green you want to take. Fly it over that trio of bunkers, and you'll have a nice angle. But if you have enough club, like my 3-wood today, send it to the green. There is so much room up there next to the green to play with. The worst you're going to have is just a shot out of the bunker, and hey, you get up and down, and it's a birdie. Here I was pin high off to the right-hand side and on the fairway, and I could take my putty here because it is cut very tight. This grass is perfect all the way around the green, making chipping quite nervy, to be honest with you. And that putt right there was wicked. It broke away from the green. It looks like it was going downhill to the right. And yeah, welcome to Rustic Canyon with some of these putts. Now the fourth hole, all the trouble in this par 3 is that little volcano hill that you see right smack in the middle of the green. Hole location is everything on this hole, and playing with today's hole location just on the left side of this mound, you've got to be on the left half of the green. And you could have heard that shot, thin to win, right through the wind. And luckily, this thing landed on the back of the green with enough spin to hold. A long 35-foot birdie putt here. And I did not quite leave it a comfy distance away. A nervy 4-footer here. Hard lip out on the top side. Oh boy, back down to even par. But luckily, a par 5 right in front of us. 570 yards. And now you're down at the bottom of the canyon, and we're going back uphill for the next, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 holes in a row. It's all uphill from here. Hit your drive out there into the beautiful pasture that is this fairway. No trouble to deal with at all. This ravine cuts off at about 375 from the black tees, so I can just air it out. Now, as you come into the green, you're going to have to select your angle here. Those fairway bunkers down the right-hand side are going to come into play, and they're good targets for you for your layups. And if you can see that little pot bunker from the fairway, that is also a good target for you because you should have the distance to get it there in 2. Lay it short of this green, though, because it's got a nasty false front to it. I believe it was hand sculpted by the architect Gil Hanse. Trying to lean back and get a little bit extra juice on this one heading back up the hill. And it did turn over properly. Got about 325 out of it, leaving me a comfortable 4-iron here. I'm just playing for the front of the green and hitting a big swooping draw to try to get it down there. And man, oh man, when you hit it flush, it is awesome to see the ball come out exactly the way you planned. 25 feet under the hole for eagle. And the first eagle on the channel. But I just can't get it there. This 6th hole par 3 heading back down the canyon is a very long par 3, probably going to play the longest on the golf course. But luckily, because of the downhill and the architecture of it, it's designed for you to roll the ball up into the green. It's called a beer ritz. If you land your shot short, it's going to run through that funnel of fairway and back up onto the front of the green and hopefully give you a putt at it for birdie. Now, for those of you who have played with me or have seen the channel for a while, you know that running the ball up is not really my forte. I tend to hit the ball high with a lot of spin, and that's what I did here into the front of the green, pin high. And you can see here there's a lot of break to the green, but sometimes you can get those friendly lip ins instead of the lip outs like we had on the 4th hole. Now, the 7th hole here is a fantastic short par 4. Not quite drivable. It's going to make you choose what you want to do off the tee, and it's going to give you plenty of options. Anything from a long iron, fairway wood, or driver is going to suit you here. The fairway is going to run out at about 280 yards down the left side, and if you can fly it over 250 from the blacks, you can get it down to this second fairway. Choose wisely, though, as this green is like an open book with a deep spine running right down the green vertically, and you can see this hole location today is on the front right shelf, sitting up on top of that valley. I was feeling very confident with the driver today, and I had to yell 4 on the group in front of me as they were putting, and I just didn't know how far this was going to go. 30 yards short, ultimately. Let's see if we can chip this one up close.
Step. Stay up.
down, down, down it goes into the valley of the green. Not much I could do with it there. It's still 15 feet right back up the hill for birdie, and I just can't get it to drop. A comfy tap-in par, and we're still 2 under par on the day, heading into the third par 3 of the day. And the 8th hole here is a tiny little punch bowl par 3. They built this green up out of nothing, just dumped a bunch of sand here and shaped the hole. This whole location today doesn't really play in the punch bowl at all. It's almost right up on the rim of the left-hand side there, bringing those bunkers into play. Now, luckily, for most tee shots here, you're not going to be hitting much more than a short iron. I mean, I wouldn't expect much more than a 9 iron or 8 iron for most golfers, depending on which tee box you're playing. Just a pitching wedge here for me. A comfortable 10 feet for birdie. And 3 in a row just can't happen. A couple rotations more, and we'd be even deeper under par. But we are staring another par 5 directly in the face, and it's straight back up the hill to the clubhouse. 565 up the hill. There's no trouble off the tee. Another big, wide open fairway for you, going to give you plenty of options. Now, as you're coming into the green, you're going to see a little bit more terrain and a little bit more trouble as well. The fairway does blend in with the first fairway over there on the right-hand side, but it is kind of segregated by that fairway bunker that sits elevated there, splitting the fairway. Now, use that fairway bunker as your target for your second shot. Whether it be your layup or you're going for the green, that's the angle you want to be at. If you're going for the green, you want your ball bouncing in from the right-hand side, as this has a gnarly, gnarly false front on the left-hand side. Now, after comfortably turning the ball over for the first 2 hours of the day, I stepped up here and just pushed it just a little bit. It rolled just over the cart path and sat here kind of in the ravine desert waste area, but I was able to get a club on it. I mean, if you can swing a 3-wood, you can swing a 3-wood, right? And that was the distance. I got it all the way up to the green, and it was on the fringe here, puttable. No way I was going to chip this thing with the... Where the hole location was on the back of the green, there had a gnarly little shelf just short of the hole that I'm trying to play around and stay on top of the hole here. And I just gave it too much respect for the birdie for another comfy tap-in par to finish off the 9.
Man, oh man, if you're not in the right section as these greens, they're going to kill you. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Later.